Hey guys, Donovan Questenberry here, and tonight I specifically want to talk about. That was loud. I specifically want to talk about how I am trying to convert people who contact us saying, "Hey, I bought these Govee lights. I would like them installed on my house. How much would you charge to install them?" So I'm going to kind of go over my process and explain that to you in detail. I'll wait for some folks to hop on here. If nobody hops on here, this is going to be a real quick live. I know it's a little bit later than when I usually do on Mondays. But let's start off. It looks like we had 4 quotes get approved today. And then Jobber just sent me an email saying my monthly recap is last month. Looks like we added 49 clients, sent out 50 quotes, and converted to 21 jobs. So 21 jobs out of 50 quotes is a 42% close rate. That's not bad at all. And especially considering that we're not advertising, a lot of that's coming from word of mouth and just like people finding us organically. Completed 1 job, but that's not accurate. We've installed more, but the way that I set it up in Jobber is I also assign a takedown visit, so that job doesn't get completed until January. So I know those numbers are probably a little off, but pretty close. Yeah, pretty spot on. Let's see, what did we get approved today? I'm just going to my emails, so I don't know if any of these emails got deleted, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, $2,875, $895. So I wonder what that one is. That's kind of low. $1,447 and $863. So we kind of had 2 that were on our lower end. I don't think we usually. Oh man, my microphone's so far away. Hey, can you guys hear me? I'm sorry. My microphone was pointed up the other direction. Can you guys hear me all right? Could you guys hear anything of what I was just saying, or was I like in here talking to myself? Hopefully you could pick it up a little bit. But so all right, cool. You could hear it. All right, thank you, Kurt. I appreciate that. But yeah, those are kind of some of the numbers from today. Now, I do like to tell folks that I don't expect your very first year really anybody to be approving jobs in September or October. Like, I think all of that is just gravy. I still hey, what's going on, man? It's just showing up as VP from YouTube. So who's VP on YouTube? But you can hear me and said hello. Shine Bright from Facebook. How's it going, buddy? All right, great. So everybody can hear me. That's awesome. Now, so again, if this is your first year plugging in, doing lights and stuff like that, maybe even year 2, I wouldn't expect to get any jobs approved right now. I get that we had like 4 approved today and last part of yesterday, maybe some more. I have to go and look, but the normal flow of things, if it's going to be year 1 or year 2, like what I tell everybody is don't expect anything to get approved until the week or 2 before Thanksgiving. All right. Anything approved before that, it is just gravy, right? Like, just think of it as extra. Think of it as a bonus. Some people will be like, "Oh, it's my first year and I got 37 jobs approved already." Like, for one, you're on social media, so who knows if they're actually telling the truth. But year 2, year 3, when you start really working referrals and stuff like that, then you'll get some new clients approved in September and October, like I am. I know my first year, I didn't even get started until the week before Thanksgiving, and I still did 20 grand, right? So it's very doable. I didn't spend any money on ads. If you guys are just looking into it, my advice to you is do a few jobs, get a little bit of work on the schedule for this year, and just try it out. You'll either hate it and not go all in next year, or you'll love it and you'll have plenty of time to double down. But there's going to be a big learning curve in offering it this year and just learning from it. If you guys are brand new, and I'm going to get to here pretty soon, but there we go. So if you are brand new and you don't know anything about permanent lighting, if you don't know anything about professional grade, temporary, seasonal Christmas lights, if you don't know anything about offering it as a service, you can go right. Okay, there we go. You can go right there. CLC University. There's a free course on there. It's like 11 videos on temporary and like over 25 videos on permanent. And I just want to reiterate that right there is your resource. So tonight we are going to specifically be talking about permanent lighting, color change lighting. That's not necessarily a entry level brand new person subject, but if it's something that I have in my personal business, I've started just getting so many more and more phone calls asking for this, that I think that anybody in the industry needs to at least be educated on the subject and know how to talk to people, know how to convert them to either your temporary lights or convert them to your own professional grade permanent lights. And that's really what we're going to dive into today. So with that, if anybody has any questions on permanent lighting, just go ahead, put them in the chat. And I'm going to go over first what it is, what does it mean, the future of it, what are some common questions you're going to get asked, what are some major brands out there. I'm going to give just a big overview, but anybody who has any questions, put them in the chat, ask a question. I guarantee you, if you don't know the answer to it, there's probably 10 other people watching that also don't know the answer to it. So go ahead and put it in the chat if you guys got any questions on permanent lighting. Okay, so we got like 15 people jumping in here. I'm sure it'll go up from there. It might go down. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So this year, well, really last year, Govee has opened up a floodgate into permanent lighting, RGB, color changing lights. And that's why, like right here, what you see behind me, these are all C9 bulbs that if you want it in blue, you got to buy blue bulbs. If you want it in warm white, you got to buy warm white bulbs, right? And you change out the bulbs. Now, the new thing, the new craze, the new thing that people are asking for is they want to be able to go onto their phone, push a button, and here, I'll show you guys, matter of fact. So the system that I like working with is the Minlian system. And people like to go on here and just select a color and change the color of the lights. They like to go down here. They want to do a chase pattern. They want to be able to do all this right here. And then maybe for the rest of the year, they want, if they have 5 lights in a row, they want to turn off 4 of those lights and just leave 1 and make it look like architectural lighting. Now, permanent lighting, the way that we have it that looks like this when you turn it off, is not architectural lighting. Any system out there that is claiming that they're putting up architectural lighting, no, they are not. What they're doing is they're mimicking. They're just knocking off architectural lighting. So we're not installing architectural lighting. What we're doing is we're putting up perimeter lighting, year-round, color-changing lighting. It will look like this if you turn them all on, but if you turn off 4 out of the 5, then it will mimic architectural lighting. Okay, now why is that important? Well, year-round they may not want to look like Christmas or the holidays or whatever, but you can mimic it. And all the brand new homes, okay, if you're building $1 million house right now, there will be really true architectural lighting in the soffits pointed down. There will be landscape lighting pointed up, and it will be a complete system. People typically have control over it through an app, and that's what people want to go and they want to buy Govee, right? That's the big one out there, and that's like the marketing terms are architectural lighting or permanent lighting. That's what we're dealing with. So does anybody have any questions about what we're talking about so far? If so, put them in the chat. Now, people are going to contact you and they're going to say, hey, I bought Govee off of Amazon, off of whatever, and I'm looking for somebody to install it. Now, last year, you could not cut and splice it. So they came out with Govee Pro. So you can actually cut Govee and make it look like the house and add jumper cords and stuff like that. It looks like a little square puck, and there's adhesive on the back. Now, the adhesive that comes on those is not like the same quality that they use on race cars. So even though it's called 3M adhesive or a double-sided tape or double-sided foam tape or anything like that, it does not hold up as well as like a high quality. There's different tiers to like 3M double-sided tape. The stuff that comes on Govee, for one, if you are going to install it, you got to clean that surface really, really, really well and mount it up there. But the better yet, you need to install a bracket. So there's a plastic bracket that will fit over those individual pebbles, okay, that you can screw in. So some people will be like, oh, I want Govee because you don't have to screw into the surface. Well, that's true. And this is a talking point when you go and you are converting them to either temporary or permanent, right? So if you're going to be getting those phone calls and trying to convert them, you need to be educated on. That's what I'm trying to talk to you guys about today. All right. Lee, I'll answer your question here in a second. All right. But if you only use the adhesive on Govee, they will fall down. Like 9 times out of 10, they will fall down. So you need to install those brackets around there and screw in. Guess what? That adds cost, right? You got to buy the brackets. You got to take more time. You got to screw it in. What if that is hardy board? Well, hardy board is concrete, so you got to drill it out. You got to put the little inserts in, and then you got to screw in. You got to use screws that are stainless steel because it's going to be exposed to the elements. It's going to stay up there for a while, and you don't want them to rust out and leave rust on the surface of these different things. Okay, so that way, what you can do is you can say, actually, Govee lights, if you only use that adhesive, they're going to fall down relatively quickly. And that's just an ongoing issue. If you get into the forums, there's going to be a lot of people complaining like the Govee never sticks. It never stays up. So we either have to add brackets, which is going to add to the cost, or what we could do is we could actually put these C9 bulbs up along your roof, right? And that way we just clip to the shingles and we clip to the gutter using a plastic clip, and it will not tear off paint. It will not do anything. Yes, there's a little bit of putting it up and taking it down. But if the main selling point that a customer is calling you is that you don't have to screw into the surface, well, actually, yes, you do with Govee in order to properly install it. So you can use that to transition them back to temporary lighting, right? Now, here's the next thing. It looks bad. So if you go up on this house right here and you install Govee, Govee will have one square every 18 inches that light comes out of. In between those squares are just going to be a wire. So who has seen where like Christmas lights are left up year round and like icicle lights? Everybody's seen that, right? And so that is an aesthetic thing from the day. You just say, and another thing that my clients have brought up after it being installed is that it looks like that there's like Christmas lights put up year round because there's exposed wires running along the soffit, and it looks kind of tacky. It kind of looks like the people who just leave up their holiday lights year round, and you got to, so some people they do end up complaining about that. Now, the alternative is, we could do temporary lighting just for the season and we take it down, or we have a professional grade permanent light system that comes with a track and cover. It comes with a channel and cover to cover the wires, where you just see the pebbles. You just see the lights when they're turned on. At night, it lights up the whole thing. It washes aside. It looks very fun. It looks very regal. It looks da-da-da-da-da. And during the day, it looks like molding on your home. Or if it's a brand new house, right? If it's this house right here, I wouldn't say it looks like crown molding because that doesn't fit the style of a brand new home. I would say it's very sleek and elegant. And so it's very modern. It looks very modern and almost seamless during the day. So it doesn't add any unsightly wires or XYZ. Okay. So that's another talking point. And now let's talk also about price. So who here, and I'm going to wait till somebody does the research because it'll only take 10, 15 minutes to go on to Google. You guys are all on your phones or on the computer or whatever. And I want you to look up Govee Pro and how much does that cost for how many feet. So I'll wait till somebody puts that in the chat. And in the meantime, I'll answer Lee's question. So Lee asked, for year-round Minlian, there we go. For year-round Minlian, are you charging material costs and taking the hit on labor in exchange for reoccurring revenue? So, Lee, that is a great question. Okay. For the Minlian permanent light system, the cool thing is that you can mount it permanently where it's not going to fall down and you're not going to have quality control issues, but also it's designed so that you don't have to permanently encase the wires and the controller and stuff like that. So what he's talking about is like a lease model. How are we pricing a lease model for permanent lights? And that's something that a lot of people in the industry are not understanding, or they picked a system that has like a metal cover on it that you have to screw it up into the soffit or screw it into the fascia or screw it into the siding. And you can't just go out there and take it down. If you take it down, you've left a bunch of holes. You've basically destroyed the client's house. And there's a lot of people that on commercial, they're screwing it into the metal flashing and they're doing all this other type of stuff. And then they're saying, oh, it's leased. Guys, that's not the way those systems are designed. don't do something with a system that it's not designed to do. Like those systems are made to be like permanently screwed in. You sell it to the client and then it is their system, right? Minlian's system is designed so that you can do that and it is permanently mounted, or you can do a lease model where you just say, like everybody does with the temporary lighting. The old style was you sell it to the client and then you just charge them labor for a few years afterwards to reinstall it. Okay, it's the same theory, only for lights that are actually rated to be put up. They're low voltage, they're twist lock connections, so they're code compliant. It's 24 volt or less, and there's 9 years of history behind the Minlian permanent light system. Let's see, because we got some new people jumping on here. If you guys are looking for more information on the Minlian permanent lights, you can go here, sign up for the free course, okay? And there's A to Z, how to install it, how to do everything is right here, okay? And you can get all the information, how to program it, how to install it, how to blah, 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 blah. For the Minlian permanent light system, how am I going to price it? Well, I'm going to try to cover my cost. Okay, I'm absolutely going to cover my cost when I'm putting it up. So that includes materials and that includes labor, right? I'm not trying to be in business, and a lot of people can't afford to lose money or take a hit on that and wait a year. So I'm trying to cover my costs. Now, your cost may be different than mine. Your labor, it might be a 2-story. You might need to charge a lot more for residential because it's a 2-story. It's going to take you all day versus commercial. You can put up 1,600 foot in one day. It's a straight line, and you can do all that by yourself. Maybe you can go out there on your own, or you could get it done in 2 or 3 hours, right? On commercial, maybe you just need to cover your material cost on commercial because the labor is a small factor. It's the maintenance and it's the programming and it's the initial upfront cost. Now, in residential, to do something like this, if you're not good at working off ladders and everything, that might take a brand new person all day just to put up permanent lights from here to there. Okay. And then up here, that might take somebody all day just to do that little bit, the very first install. So, if you're missing out on power washing money or something like that, you got to somehow make that up. Right. So Lee, that's where you need to know your material cost, your labor cost, your admin cost for running your business, and whatever profit you want to make. And specifically doing the lease model, it's like if you're going to look at this as an investment, how soon do you want to return? So that's going to be a little different for everybody. All right, Curtis said it is $599 for 200 foot of Govee, and I'm assuming that's Govee Pro. All right, so it's $600, and I will tell you that home right there. Okay, you can put it up for $600. Okay, for 200 foot, that will cover the front of this house, and that's $600 in material costs. Now, what am I going to charge in labor to put that up? Well, keep in mind, guys, it's a one-time install, and that, I'm telling you, is probably going to take all day. And what happens when those lights fall down? If they're not going to pay for the extra brackets or something like that, and you got to go out there and right before Christmas because the lights are falling down, and you put up Govee, right? And they don't want to pay for the extra brackets or screws, and those things fall down right before Christmas, and you don't want a bad review on your business, then you're going to have to go out there, peel off the old tape off the back, do new sticky adhesive, and put it back up. So there's going to be some touch-up involved with that. You can tell people all day, well, hey, there's no warranty on this. I'm just going to put it up, and then it's on you. Well, we're in a service business. If you don't serve your clients, if you don't go back out there when shit starts falling down, you're going to get a negative review. Right? I don't care what your contract says. I don't know what your terms of service is. If you're going to install this as a professional, if something goes wrong, you're going to get a call back. If you don't take care of it, you're going to get a bad review and you won't get more referrals. Okay. So for me, it's $600 in material cost. And so they might be thinking, oh, I'm looking for a handyman to go out here and for $200 go stick, and it's going to be done. Now, I'm telling you guys, it's going to take you half the day. It's going to be, you're going to put it up there. It's going to fall down while you're still there. You're going to have to go back up. There we go. You're going to have to go back up there, and you're going to have to peel off tape, add more double, 3M tape, and stick it. I mean, it's going to be a pain in the butt, guys. So I'm at $1,000 to $1,500 to install Govee on this house right here. And so I explained that to somebody, right? Now, let's look at the price of any professional grade permanent light system. So they're into it now for $1,000, let's say on a low end, right? $1,000 plus $600 for Govee. All right. They're in it for $1,600. Let's round it up, call it $2,000 because you charge them whatever it might be. They got to buy brackets. They got to do this. They got to do that. So between $1,500 and $2,000 is what it's going to cost to put up Govee. Could you do that with professional grade permanent lights? Could you do that? Well, not 200 foot of lights, but the average home, like if you're cutting and splicing right here, you're going to need a 200 foot kit to put up 150 foot of Govee. Well, if you're using a professional grade system like Minlian, you're only on this house, you only put up exactly what you need. There is no waste. With the Govee, there is going to be waste. So they need to buy a 200 foot kit just to get 150 foot worth of lights custom fitted to their home, right? So with Minlian, you go and you put up exactly what you need, 150 foot times what does selling professional grade lights to a homeowner, what do all the systems go for? What's the cost of that? Somebody put it in the chat. What do you think the cost of installing, on average, different systems? Again, we're not talking Minlian specific. You could go any professional grade, not doing a DIY grade. Even the Pro Govee is a DIY Pro, okay? So what do you charge for permanent lighting of gemstone, of trim lights, of Minlian, of oleo, whatever they call it, right? There's a lot of them out there. What's the going rate for those systems? Somebody put it in the chat. All right, VP says, considering attended permanent light training, does the $3K transaction spent on CLC still provide free access to permanent light training? So there is, Lee says the pricing is $5K plus. Lee, specifically, I'm looking at the price per foot. So Lee, Nikki's saying $2,500. What is the price per foot? Here we go. Anthony said $30 to $40 a foot. And then Kurt said, I heard a buddy got charged $23 a foot. Okay. So Kurt, that is the lowest that I've heard. Typically, low end going rate is $25 a foot. That's like a trim rate. Lee's saying $30 a foot. There you go. So on a low end, for almost all systems like trim lights, if trim lights goes out, it's probably going to be bid at 25 bucks a foot. Okay. And sort of a high end is $40, $45 a foot. Oleo might be $50, $60 a foot. But for the most part, all of your professional grade permanent light systems are going to go between $25 and $40 a foot. So January through September, it's probably going to be $25 a foot because you got to lower your cost in the off season. In season, right now, September through December, maybe even September through January, you might be able to get $40 a foot for the exact same system, right? Supply and demand, availability of installing it, everything else, okay? So if they're at $1,500 for 200 feet, somebody do the math real quick. What's that a foot? 1,500 for 200 feet. What's that a foot? All right. What is $1,500 divided by 200? Come on, guys. My buddy started a Christmas light business with me. He probably nickeled and dimed him. All right. $750 a foot. Thank you, Kurt. Okay, so they are getting Govee, even charging them $1,000. Okay, even charging them $1,000 for install, right? Plus the $500-$600, they're getting it for $7 to $10 a foot. Okay, that is half what a professional grade system is going to be installed for. So how do we bridge that gap? Maybe we can't, guys. And that's a point right there. Maybe we cannot bridge that gap, right? Now, where could we bridge that gap? What is the situation? So if somebody is only looking for the cheapest, right? If somebody's only looking for, I want the cheapest color changing lights out there. I've done my research and this is the cheapest. This is the cheapest. I can get somebody to cut my whole front yard for $23, right? The last guy did it for $30. So I found somebody else to do it for $23. That right there, not our client. Okay? Who, he said, heard that wrong, scratch that. Look, Anthony, no big deal, bro. That's why I'm not trying to do math on a live. I thought it was 750, but you guys throwing out all these numbers, you could get me confused, right? I'm usually pretty good at math, but you put me on the spot, I might mess it up, right? So in what situation do you guys think that we could bridge that gap and convert them? Somebody put that in the chat. In what situation? I'm going to throw out 3 ways that I think we can convert somebody, or 3 customers that we could convert them. Right? Somebody, I want a couple of ideas in the chat so that this is a little bit interactive. I want you guys getting the brain waves working, okay? What's a situation, all right? And I'll give it another minute, but what is a situation that we could convert somebody? Why would somebody have gone with Govee and they you know what I mean? They are a potential install candidate. What type of situation? Somebody type it out. Let me know what you think, and then let's dissect that situation. All right. In my opinion, here's the number 1 way. All right. Govee is spending hundreds of millions of dollars on ads. That's what they first came across. Okay. All right. There you go. I like this. Dan said, we offer a customer service aspect that Govee doesn't. You go to the Govee website. There's no Govee installers out there, right? There you go. Ding, ding, ding. Maintenance and warranties. Okay. So what if it is a little old lady on the phone and she's like, hey, I wanted these Govee lights. I'm having to pay every year to put up my permanent. And so my son bought me for Christmas these Govee lights. I'm looking for somebody to install them. That is a great client. That is a great potential client, because what we're trying to do, we can educate this person. Okay. You can say, ma'am, I completely understand. Now, what have you heard about Govee? I don't know anything. It's just my son bought them, but he can't put them up. He's afraid of heights. So I'm trying to find somebody. Okay. In that situation right there. All right. You can educate that client. Well, you say, Govee is a entry level, kind of a DIY type grade. It will cost about, X amount, but how long are you looking for these lights to be installed? Okay. Are you tech savvy? That's what I asked right there. Are you tech savvy? No, I don't even know how to turn on my phone. Well, ma'am, you're going to have to program all these yourself after I install them. And, or find somebody who can do that for you. Oh, well, my son-in-law can do that. Oh, okay. Well, you just said you haven't spoken to your son, and you know what I mean? Like, is he available to do that if you run into customer, whatever? Well, let me tell you let me ask you this. Have you looked into any other permanent light systems, right? You can ask some questions, figure out what they're really after. If they're only after the cheapest, just say, okay, well, we charge, on average, we charge about $1,500 to install Govee. That's for an average size home. Smaller homes might be a little less. More expensive homes might be a little bit more. And then if they say yes, and you really don't want to do it, say, great, we're booking jobs out for July, or we're booking jobs out for February, whenever your season slows down, right? If you have a slow time of the year that you're looking to fill, say, great, well, we're booked up until February. If you'd like to pay the deposit, we can go ahead and reserve your spot for February. And if they're willing to do that, it's a win-win. You can professionally install Govee. Okay. You could book out your slow season, and you can keep your guys on payroll for a little bit longer. If they don't want to wait, they're not your customer anyways. All right. Now, if they want somebody, you say, well, no, I haven't really looked at any other system. Say, awesome. Well, I can definitely install the Govee for you, and I'll definitely get you that price as well. But let me tell you about a system that I've done a bunch of research. I'm actually a professional light installer. I've done a lot of research in all the other systems. And so here's what I have found works out well. All right. There's this system that we can program. It has a 9-year history. Govee is only 2 years old on this product right here. And if you go into the forums, their lights are falling down and failing after a little bit. Also, the way LED works is that the more runtime, the more you use the lights, and you plan on using these year round and changing all the colors. Well, the more you use them, the more dim that they get. Govee uses a homeowner grade, a very entry-level grade, a very low grade of LED. So what you're going to notice after a couple of years, they're going to start failing, and the ones that don't fail are going to be so dim that they're not going to look like the day that we installed them. Now, with the light that we installed, they're actually a professional grade, right? My factory hand select blah, 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 right? Depending upon the questions that you ask, you can then go and talk about a system. Now, there is a price difference. As you could tell, the system that I installed, it's called Minley and Permanent Lighting. It's a much higher quality system, right? And so it's going to come with a little bit larger upfront cost. Now, they are going to last longer. We've had these installed on properties for over 9 years, and they're still going strong. And also, I extend a warranty on materials and on labor installing this. If you ever have any problems, I've been in business for over 15 years. I want you to be my client for the next 15 years, because in the off season, I run power washing and gutter cleaning, or whatever you want to say, right? You add value to you. You sell your service. And the professional grade is a lot different. You set a difference in professional grade versus homeowner grade. Is that something that you are interested in? Does that sound like something you would be interested in? Okay. And that is how you convert people. And the clients that want value, somebody in a home like this, they don't want to put up lights. They might reach out to you about Govee, but they don't want to put up lights that look like some hillbilly icicle lights that are left up year round. And they don't want them failing in 2 years. They don't want them falling down. They just want the cool stuff. And maybe Govee was the first person to get in front of them. Okay. So those are big talking points, guys. It's like price. We got to address it. You got to know how much it costs to put up Govee. You got to know how much it costs to put up a professional grade, and you got to bridge that gap. If you can't bridge that gap in that conversation, have a great life, or book them for your off season. Okay. If they say, well, I don't want any holes drilled, you say, well, you're going to have to with Govee, or it's going to keep falling down. Here's the other thing. When those lights fail, okay, if the lights that do stick, they're probably a low, there's only 1 or 2 years that they're going to look really good before they start failing. When you go to take them down, the adhesive is either going to fall down, it's going to fail early, and the lights are going to fall down and be dangling, or the lights that do stay, when you go to take them down, it's going to rip chunks of the siding and paint off. It's going to tear it all up when you have to take them down in a year or two to replace them, right? So if you do want something that is literally zero harm to a house, we can guide them to temporary lighting, or you do a system like the Minley and Permanent Lighting that's designed to be taken down. All right, guys, so there's not a whole lot of rocket science to that right there. It's just a matter of knowing the market, converting them. How many people do I convert? About 50%, okay? So what does that tell you? If you have the ability to get on the phone and talk to people, you can probably convert about 50% to permanent lighting. You can work with your pricing. Maybe you take a hit, and like Lee was saying, maybe you do charge them for ongoing maintenance. Hey, I'm going to come out once a year and do maintenance on all these lights for you. Or hey, when you hire me for power washing, I'll check on the lights. I don't know what it might be, but you can make it up by getting more services, or you can make it up by, hey, yeah, we can do that. They'll take care of your perimeter lighting, okay, for the roof line. But have you ever thought about a wreath? Have you thought about bushes? Have you thought about trees? And you could charge more for those, and you take the hit on installing the year-round permanent lighting, but you can retain them for the wreaths and the seasonal and the Christmas stuff. Like, look at my houses right here. Look at some of these photos. Do you think that this client right here would be happy after having all this 1 year, would be happy with just having lights here, okay, on their, maybe it'll help if I go like this, okay? Do you think with all of this client would be happy with just going boop, boop, doot, 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 and that client's now done? They're never going to be a client again. No. But what if I take the hit on the roof line and I still am doing garland, landscape, wreaths, this and that and the other, right? So there's a way to do it, guys, where you're not going to take a hit. Now, this client right here, they're still going to want wreaths. And you say to them, well, okay, great. It's going to be X amount for this roof line, okay? But, your wreaths, those are going to be $1,000, all right, to put up 2 wreaths. It's going to cost you $1,000. Does that sound good? Great. And they still think that they're saving money on the rest of it. So I know that they're a little crooked. I apologize. Everybody who has ADHD who's like, Donovan, change it. Get that photo straight. Sorry. My kids are going to come in 2 seconds and mess them all up anyways. Okay, so Anthony said, everyone who has Govee around me, I see them falling off the homes and barely hanging on. How do you convey that to a client, Anthony, when a person contacts you? How do you convey that? Because here's what I'll tell you, and you guys have seen it in the Christmas Light Contractor group. When I talk bad about any other permanent lighting system, when I point out any flaws, whether it's Govee or the knockoff brands or anything like that, or even like the trim lights, go on the trim lights forum right now and look how many of those systems are affected by lightning. Okay. And you know what I mean? So look at all that. But when you point something out about a competitor's brand, what is the perceived, how is that received by a potential customer or another installer that actually really likes that brand? What are they always going to say? They're going to say, you're just trying to make money off of your brand. Well, yeah, I'm not running a charity, right? Fix it, please. There you go. So how do you convey it to a client so it doesn't come across like you're just trying to get them to whatever and sell them something more expensive? Now, we are trying to do that, but are you only trying to do that to make a buck off the client, or are you doing that because it's a better product for their home? Right? I'm the latter. Regardless of what you think about me, I'm going to be honest with you guys, like, my bills are going to get paid regardless of what you guys personally think about me. But I didn't tuck my kids in tonight so I could hop on here and teach you guys something and help you out. I didn't require anybody to buy anything to hop on this live. I shared it to a personal page. I guarantee you there's people on here that install systems that I don't sell that are going to learn something from it. I'm doing this as a value add. So how do you do that with people that call in and they specifically want Govee? How do you convey that to them? Get a level, all right? No. How do you convey to them that there's problems with Govee? Anthony just said it, all right? Fix it, please. Yeah, there you go. I want you guys to look at what Anthony just said. Anthony said, everyone who has Govee around me, I see them falling off the home and barely hanging on. So I want you guys to think about that. How do you convey that to a potential client? Put it in the chat. What are some ideas? How would you convey that to a potential client? I'll wait here. I'll just wait till I know 2 people guessed. I want 1 more guess. All right. By expressing concern that you would love to offer a high value surf and not have to keep. Nope. Anthony missed the mark. Anthony, what did you say? Everyone who has Govee around me, I see them falling off the home that I'm barely hanging on. Ding, 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 ding. Show them. Anthony, you saw it. You saw it. Show that to your potential client. All right. Hey, in the ads, here's something I want to teach you guys about the color changing permanent lights. The videos at night where the light color looks really vivid, okay, is either a really high-end camera, okay, or it's a wall wash. Govee does a wall wash cone. They're all pointed down. So the wall wash, okay, is what they see in the video and it moving. That makes for an amazing video. It makes for an amazing video, okay? Now, in person, it does not look good. If you see Govee lights, they look like little triangles going hop, 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 because the lights are 18 inches apart. Those Govee lights are 18 inches apart, and the cone, it looks like a cone of lights, and it literally looks like hop, hop, hop. It does not look good in person. And the people who do like it, they don't drive nice vehicles, right? They don't, you will never see Govee lights on this house, is all I'm saying, okay? So you convey that to somebody by saying, hey, look, at night, drive by this address. If you're going to take this seriously, guys, go get referrals. get good referrals from your customers, get bad referrals from people who went with Govee. Hey, I want you tomorrow night, Miss Jones, drive by this address. Now, don't harass them, okay? But I drove by at the intersection of Jones and Elm, drive by, and there's a house on your right. Look how it looks at night, okay? Now, I'm going to send you a photo right now of those lights falling down. This is what it looks like during the day. In my opinion, it kind of looks like people who leave up icicle lights year round. It kind of looks a little trashy. I don't think you want that for your home. I'm going to text you those photos right now and this address. Go check it out so you can see what the lights are going to look like at night. And make sure you get a house where the weeds are overgrown and their shutters falling off. And like, you know what I mean, guys? Like you need to have these things lined up. Hey, here's 3 properties. Go check them out. They're Govee, right? Govee spends hundreds of millions of dollars on advertising. What I found out, Mrs. Jones, is that any company that spends that much money on advertising can make a pig look beautiful, right? It's like putting lipstick on a pig. But in real life, here's like 3 people in our city that have Govee, and this is like what your house will probably look like after a couple of months. It'll start falling down and da. If you're okay with that, I can't offer a warranty because it's really like a DIY type thing. It's kind of entry level. So the lights start failing, they start falling down. In my opinion, it looks kind of trashy during the day because all the wires are exposed. Guys, you have to get comfortable on explaining to clients, this is what you're going to get that I can do nothing about. If you're okay with that and you just want cheap lights, there you go, right? But if you want quality, if you live in this beautiful $2 million house or whatever, don't you think that you should invest? Don't you want an investment? Here's the cool thing about Govee, guys, that I want you guys to think about, I've already bought them. How would you respond to that? Hey, I've already bought these lights and I'm just looking for somebody to install them. How would you respond to that? Give me a couple of things in the comment section. I've already bought Govee, okay? And I'm just looking for somebody to install them. All right. You let them know that I could install either system, but it is what it is to protect my reputation. Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing, Kurt, that I would say is you need to charge accordingly where you can go back. Great points, man. Bro, look, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So I'm glad I made one great point. I've been talking for 45 minutes. I'm glad I said one thing that adds a little bit of value. I tend to ramble. There you go. I really like this. It's HOA presentable and approved when you go with professional lighting. There you go. I really, really, really like that. Hey, does your neighborhood have an HOA? Do they allow year-round lighting? Do they allow you to leave up your Christmas lights year-round? Oh, no? They're probably not going to allow Govee because there's a bunch of exposed wires and it falls into the Christmas light category. It doesn't really fall into the year-round architectural, it doesn't fall into architectural lighting category. It doesn't have hidden wires in it, and it's not seamless. It's not invisible during the day. There's a bunch of exposed wires, right? There you go. Ryan said, unfortunately, we don't install Govee. That's like showing up to a power washing to use a homeowner's pressure washer. I'm cool with that, bro. Learn how to not say that to a client, okay? Because they're going to say, okay, click. So the whole point of my live tonight is being able to have a conversation with this client and convert 50%. I convert 50% to Minley and permanent lighting. And just so you guys know, like I'm not sharing it a whole lot right now because quite honestly, can I just be transparent? We're not really trying to get 1,000 people and 1,000 more people installing Minley and permanent lighting. We're just not. We're real happy with the network, the people who've come to training. So I'm just not sharing a lot of my stuff, but I do want to share like tonight's live. It applies to any permanent lighting systems. Like I think Minley and permanent lighting is the best. If you want to look into it, that's what I would highly encourage you. You can definitely get more information right here. There's a ton of free videos, like 27, 30 videos on here, completely free. You sign up for the free course. You can learn A to Z how to install Minley and permanent lighting. It has the longest track record out of any permanent lighting system on the market. I do believe, maybe I'm wrong on that, but one of the longest track records. They've been installing it for over 9 years. So it's proven, and it's a great price point. Sorry, we only install mainly. I like that, but you can't say that to a client. All right, here we go. All right. One Lawn Solution says, hey, I know it's tempting to go with a cheaper option like Govee, but for permanent lighting, but I wanted to mention a few things that could actually save you money in the long run. I love it, man. I love that right there. Anyone actually having luck with that? All the requests I get, we're looking to spend $200 to $300 max. When I mention the quality, usually get offended. So look, man, you got to be able to. I always ask questions before you go and you start promoting or telling a client what they should do differently. You have to ask questions and figure out what do they really want. If they really only want to pay a handyman $200 to $300, you just say, oh, hey, yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's not really, when we install it, I spend that much on special brackets that are going to make your install last. So I would spend more than that just on the additional hardware for what I think it takes to install this system properly. So if you're just looking to spend a couple $100, I would check out next door, and there's probably some local handyman who can help you out. And unless they stop you being like, oh, well, I would like it installed the right way. Okay, well, now you know that you're going to spend more money, right? But if they're like, okay, cool, I'll check that out. Thanks, bye. The conversation ends there. I'm not trying to talk a $200 to $300 client into $2,000 to $3,000. Okay, so Noah, I'm at 50%. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And that's not really even counting the people that I only spend 30 seconds on the phone with, right? So probably it's probably a little bit less than 50%. It's probably like 40%, if I'm honest with you. Okay, here's the thing, guys. When somebody says, I'm only looking for somebody to install this, I've already bought the system. Hey, you can return that to the store. You know what I mean? They're not out any money. Right? It's a soft sale. There you go. It's not a hard sale. But look, guys, hey, I've already bought the system. Hey, I've already bought this system. I'm just looking for somebody to install it. Absolutely. We can definitely help you out with that. Let me ask you a few questions. Why did you pick Govee? Right? Now, if they're just like price, you can give them an answer. Come up with an answer. I don't like sidestepping clients. I'll say, yeah, absolutely. Let me get a little bit of information and I'll try to get you some ballpark pricing and this and that and the third. Well, what's your address? What's your this? What's your that? Here's the thing. A lot of us, we offer exterior cleaning or lawn or landscaping or some other service for the rest of the year. I get everybody's contact information regardless. So in the meantime, if it takes me 3 to 4 or 5 minutes for me to type it in the computer, I ask other questions. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we get a lot of requests. Govee's kind of popular because they spend a lot of money on advertising. Like that company, they spend a lot of money on advertising. I'm planting that seed right away, guys, so I can use it later on in the phone conversation. By the way, why did you pick the Govee system? There's a lot of options out there. Why did you pick Govee? Oh, as I'm sure you're aware, there's a lot of permanent lighting systems out there. Why did you pick Govee? Guys, ask them. They're going to tell you why. You didn't answer the phone. Hey, can I install Govee? You say, no, I don't install Govee. I only install mainly in permanent lights. Well, they're going to be like, well, F this, dude. Click. You say, absolutely, I can help you with that. Let me get a little bit of your information. And what I'll try to do is maybe I can pull up a picture of your house right here while we're on the phone. If you got a few minutes, do you have a few minutes to talk right now? Okay, great. Well, let me get some of your information. I'll type it into the old computer right here and let me see if I can pull it up. I'd love to get you some ballpark pricing. And if you got any questions for me, I'll answer them while I got you on the phone. But let me ask you this while I'm pulling up your information. As you know, there's a lot of permanent lighting systems out there. Why did you pick Govee? The answers that they give you. Start asking some questions, trying to get to know them. Okay, awesome. When are you looking to have this installed? Oh, tomorrow. I'll be honest, like we're booked out a little bit, so I'd love to help you, and we have a lot of experience. But I can't come out there tomorrow. If that's a deal breaker, I do want to let you know that right now. But if you want it installed right, we do got a lot of systems and you know what I mean? I understand you've already, so One Lawn Solutions. One Lawn, what's your name, bro? I don't remember the business name off the top of my head. So I understand you've already bought a brand of lights. A lot of our best clients have had this happen. Let me ask you a question. Would you be able to take them back? Now, I wouldn't lead with that. I would lead with a softer thing. Why did you pick Govee? Okay, so you want lights that you used to pay every year. You used to pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a year for temporary, and you don't want to have to keep paying that every single year. Ding, 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 ding. I am going to convert that person. Oh, they were the cheapest one available? Red sign, signal, X, stop. Can we even get past pricing? But if they're like, yeah, I used to pay $4,000 a year just for Christmas, and then I saw Govee, it was $600, and so now I'm not going to ever have to pay that money again. Ding, 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 ding. I promise you, when a client says that to me, I got them. I got them sold. They were willing to pay it for this. Now I could probably say, you know what? I install a lot of temporary lights, and clients have expressed the same concern. Here's what I've found. Oh, you know what? A lot of my clients feel the same way. And I kind of put myself in their position, and I felt that. Here's what I have found. Feel, felt, found. Then you get into feel, felt, found, and this and that. Add value, higher end. Here's a good system that actually is going to accomplish what you want. By the way, let me send you some screenshots. Let me get you some information. And you know what? If I could show you a system, and I can tell you this right now, if I put Govee in your hand and you could just look at the quality of a Minley permanent light pebble compared to a Govee pebble, you could literally see and feel the difference in quality. If I were to meet you out at your home sometime this week and at least show you that option before you hire somebody of a system that's actually going to last 5 or 50,000 hours guaranteed, right? That's actually going to last. Would you be interested in looking at that product? Okay. You get in front of them, you sell them, you collect that deposit, done. All right. And then, I've already bought this, and I would always say, and I always going to throw out there, right? I meant to write it. What if you were able to return that then? Right. Exactly. And I'm always going to plant that seed and say, okay, great. I'd like to do that. And the cool thing is that if you like the professional grade system, you can always return the DIY Govee system, right? Or the cool thing is, Govee has a really good return policy. They are a good company, and they, blah, 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 blah. So you'll always be able to return that if you haven't cut up the wires first. All right. So you always can plant that seed. And I'm telling you, that's a client you can convert. So, all right, guys, with that, I think that I've given you enough information just watching this live. You should be able to have that conversation. Basically, you need to figure out the only way that Govee is going to beat Minley and permanent lights is that it's cheap. Okay. It's 1/3 the cost, literally, 1/4 the cost, really, at the lowest end. It's 1/4 the cost. So that is the thing. It is significantly cheaper. But if they want lights that are going to last, if they don't want their house to look like a trailer park with icicle lights up year round, right? If they want quality, if they've paid for a lot of money before and they want something that now is you can convert them. If they are only interested in the cheapest of the cheap of the cheap, that's not your customer. Move on. Or book them for your slow season. One or the other. So with that, guys, what questions do you have? Put them in the chats. I'm answering them. I've been trying to answer them as they've come up. I think I'm caught up right now. But let me do my shameless self-promotion. Let's see. Where are they at? If you need to buy permanent lighting, temporary lighting, or anything like that, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. The most popular thing for temporary lighting is like a starter package like here. We got them listed. That price just seems really low. I need to make sure that these links are working. That might be an old price. I apologize if the price is a little bit higher right now. I know I added them to the live a little while ago, but somebody click that. I don't even know. Somebody tell me if that's actually the price on CLC. I might be able to scan it with my phone real quick. Let me see. Because I got it on my computer. How do I scan that? Let's see. Yeah, that's actually the price of a 1,000-foot starter package. Okay, so you can get 1,000 foot of C9. And here's the thing, guys. There's a lot of people out there doing starter packages. CLC was the first company to do it. But also, what we put in the starter package is all the bulbs, all the clips. We put a ton of plugs and a lot of power wire. We put timers in there. If you're going to buy a starter package from another company, actually look at what they include with it, because a lot of times they cheap out. They might not even give you enough bulbs to do the full 1,000 feet. They cheap out on some of the components to make the price less, but you're not actually getting a good deal. So make sure you're comparing apples to apples. There's a lot of companies out there that claim to have, wholesale lights or something like that, and they're just cheap. They're just cheap knockoffs, man. I'm just going to call a spade, okay? All the stuff on our site is name brand, quality, UL listed. It's not cheap knockoff stuff. But yeah, I would love a chance to earn your business, okay? Lights, the number 4sale.com. And then, look, CLC University. You can hop on here. You can watch the free course, and you should be able to just watch that, buy a starter package, and honestly, you could start your business on that. If you're the person that just needs a little bit of the how-to and just kind of the basics, and you can learn through doing it and learn with hands-on, like just doing it yourself and putting up lights in your own home, there you go. Ding, ding, ding. And you can also watch. There is what we do have in depth on the free course is the permanent lighting. There is there's probably 10, 12 hours of content, maybe not that much, but at least 5 to 10 hours of content on permanent lighting, because permanent lighting is a lot more technical than temporary lighting. There's a lot of differences. You're not cutting and splicing. There's limitations. You got to inject power, blah, blah, blah. But it's a different beast. All of that is on CLC University, completely free. And you can check that out. And then there is a $99 a month membership. The $99 a month comes with a monthly gift. You're eventually going to get, we're not releasing it right now to everybody. We're not openly promoting it, but you are going to get discounts on products. And there's just like A to Z, how to run a business, start a business, scale it up to 6 figures and beyond. There's just a lot going on there as part of that $99 a month. And then every month we're going to send you a gift that's going to help you grow your business. So there's a lot of information there. Let me go back to the chats. I'm done with the shameless plugs. I think I've stalled enough. Okay. Lon said, you guys helped me sell 25K on only 10 clients my first year last year. Let's go. So dude, that's what I love, man. So did you come to an in-person training? We didn't have the online training last year. We've only had the online training for a couple of months. So how did you learn? Did you learn with just the videos we have out there, the weekly lives? So we do the lives every week, every Monday. We go live between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. It's in the group. It's on YouTube. We just freely share that. We do Q&A. We have a ton of videos on YouTube. You can find us Christmas Light Contractors on YouTube. We got a ton of videos on there. We're just trying to help everybody grow. And then our theory is, if we help you grow your business, you'll need to buy lights. And just please think of us. Give us the opportunity to earn your business when you need to buy some materials from lights, the number 4sale.com. That's just how we run our business. All right, Kurt said, I need a starter packet. I was waiting on my 10% off friend to come through tonight. Yeah, so Kurt, thanks for bringing that up. If you guys ever want a discount, all you got to do is go to Christmas Light Contractors Facebook group and just search for Fred Zimmerman. He likes giving away discounts all the time. I got 4 kids, man. I need some profit. No, we do. I think this year we're going to do free ship Fridays. So on Fridays, if you can order on Fridays and you're okay with us shipping out on Mondays, right? Free ship Fridays, and you save on shipping, man. That's a great thing, and I'm okay with that. As we've grown as a company, look, you guys have helped us grow as a company. We're able to offer some discounts now. I think we have the highest quality and probably the most competitive prices on lights out there. The distribution companies that have been in business for 20, 30 years, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. They, the ones that aren't working with us, they do not like us, man. But yeah, look, I'm all for you guys. I'm all for you guys saving some money. Josh Walston. All right, look, man. So Josh is a cool guy. I think I met him at Sales Boots this year. So JC Chanowski, he's a great guy. He's a big giver in the Christmas light industry. He has online training and stuff like that. So Josh, I'm pretty sure that's where we met. So JC Chanowski owns the Sales Boost Conference. So him and Angela have a VA service. So they do VAs. So check out JC Chanowski. He's how I connected with Josh. So are you charging sales tax on installs in North Carolina? Yes, Josh, I am. Legally in North Carolina, you have to charge sales tax. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure, Josh, that you guys run a power washing company year round similar to me. In North Carolina, power washing is exempt, gutter cleaning is exempt, landscaping is cutting grass is exempt. Hardscape, you got to pay tax on, right? The initial install of temporary lighting, the initial install of landscape lighting, tax exempt. The final install, got to pay, right? So my CPA said, Donovan, for temporary lighting, well, for permanent lighting, if you sell it to them, you are selling it. Yes, you got to charge sales tax, right? But even for temporary lighting, you have to charge sales tax on that service. He said, Donovan, and he operates as a CFO for large companies and everything else. And he's like, look, man, you're doing 7 figures a year. And if you don't pay sales tax, there's no statute of limitations. Okay. If you don't pay, if you start paying, that's when the time stops. That's when the timer starts. Okay. When the moment you pay and you start collecting and remitting sales tax. Okay. He's like, now when he became my new CPA, he's like, you haven't collected and paid it. Honestly, okay, the timer, it's never even started. They can go back since you started your company and charge you sales tax on everything if you get audited. So I suggest you go ahead and do it properly right away, starting this year. Okay. And that way the state only has X amount of time to go back and blah, 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 because the timer has started, right? If you haven't done it right, or this or that and the other, okay? So in North Carolina, every county is different, and you have to remit. If you collect the sales tax, you must pay it. The only thing worse than not charging sales tax and not paying it is collecting it and not paying it, okay? And you have to remit it to the county you did the work in. So I do work, and I'm all over North Carolina in the work that I do. So every county, and also each county has a different tax rate. So there is the road usage, the sales tax, and the state tax and the county tax. All gets called between 6.5% and 7.5%. Every county is different on all those 3 different ones. You have to track it and remit it every single month. If you don't do that, hopefully your business is small enough that you can just go back and pay it. But yeah, you have to do that every month. I'm one of the few companies that do. Am I ever going to go and report people who don't do that? No, that's not how I operate my business. But if you don't do it, man, just keep your head low. That's the advice that I got for you. But yes, Josh, in North Carolina, you must charge sales tax. My CPA said it's the equivalent of a bounce house company doing the rentals. You go, you set it up, the client pays for that service, they use it for an extended period of time, you go back, you take it down. That is, you must charge sales tax. That's the closest thing to what we're doing. And yes, so you got to charge sales tax. Do you offer a discount on permanent lighting display case if you guys sell for $750? Do you offer a discount on the permanent lighting display case you guys sell for $750? Yes. If you have come to a training, you can reach out to Tyler and ask for a discount. It's not going to be much. It's just a tiny bit. We really don't make any profit on those. But maybe a small one. Oh, let me give you guys the phone number right now. If you guys ever have, that would be a great thing to put in the chat. I got to look it up. But at CLC, we have a dedicated phone number. Please text. Don't call Tyler with every single question in the world. But if you guys have any questions, you can text this phone number. It's the permanent lighting number for CLC, and you can send photos. If you guys buy from us, we are happy to help you design. We're happy to help you order. We're happy to help you guys do all of that. I don't even know how to spell permanent. Permanent, permanent lighting line. Please text, not call. There we go. You can call, but Tyler probably puts in 90 hours a week, and he's always on the phone. So that would help him out. But that is 702-730-6433. If you guys got any questions about permanent lighting, specifically Midland permanent lighting, the priority goes to Vibrant Nights members, and then anybody buying from us gets the next priority. If there's any leftover time, we'll just try to help people out in general. But if you are part of Vibrant Nights, there you go. I guess I'll put that. So if you guys are part of Vibrant Nights, Tyler will always make time for you. If you purchase from CLC, if you purchase the Midley and permanent lighting system or any of the mesh tech or anything like that from us, if you're a paying client, we will absolutely make time for you. Here's my other advice, guys. Like, before you got a bunch of questions, please go here. Sign up for the free account. It's the free account. It's permanent lighting. You get the whole how-to course and everything else completely for free. If you're thinking about doing permanent lighting, go here. It doesn't cost you a dime. Just spend an hour or two each night diving into that and just educate yourself. It will apply to a lot of permanent lighting systems, but it will literally A to Z teach you guys how to do the Midley permanent lighting. Okay, excuse me. There we go. So one lawn, he did 25 grand his first year from Tim Jobs. We helped him out. Last year was his first year. YouTube, me, Fred, and Jason, right? So there's great resources out there, like the free content that I just posted, the free link. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money on that. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, that little bit of money, that $99 a month, if we have helped you, I'm not saying that you have to pay for the monthly membership, but like, I pay for professional videographers, and I'm trying to be able to afford to pay somebody full time for customer service on CLC University. And I got to, like, people don't like working for free. So I got to come up with those funds to pay somebody somehow. So I know it's not a lot of money, but by you spending that $99 a month on CLC University, like, that little bit of money, it really helps the world go round. And, 100 people doing that, and we're giving you a $30 to $50 gift every month, and we keep adding content and stuff like that. Like, that little 99 bucks, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really does help us, give back to you guys. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to convert a 1,000-foot incandescent C9 client to your C9 LEDs. Bro, you're still doing incandescent? What's funny, Kurt, is that most people in the industry nowadays wouldn't even know how to install a 1,000-foot incandescent job, man. That is you must be an OG. Is your thing saying go vegan? Very cool, man. I just don't like eating my food's food. You know what I mean? I don't want my food to start. I'm sorry, I'm just picking on you. I just saw your profile picture. No, I love the whole go vegan thing, man. Go for it. If that diet works for you, man, go for it. All I know, man, is the zombie apocalypse comes around, I got 4 dogs. One of them's going to be tasty. I ain't going hungry. You can go out there and try to eat some grass. Dude, Kurt, I'm so sorry. You've only said nice things about me. Now I'm picking on you. Oh, man. Let's see. You collect sales tax and don't remit it. It is a crime. All of us are smarter than that. Well, what a lot of people don't understand, and thank you for being a good sport with me picking on you. Hopefully I'm not hurting your feelings. Just know I like joking around. But Kurt, a lot of people, they'll collect it, but they don't realize you have to remit it every single month. Okay, like in my state, you don't remit it once a quarter or once a year. Some people, they, their income tax, they don't file quarterly with their business because it's just a fine, right? It's like, it's only a couple of percentage. And at the end of the year, I don't think I'm going to owe anything. So I'll just pay it. I'm just going to pay it in April, right? Their income tax, right? But sales tax, if you collect it, you must remit it in my state that month. So for your state, and every state's a little different, maybe it is quarterly, maybe it is yearly, but I've never heard of that. A lot of times you must remit it that month. And if you don't do that and you get caught, that is a big, big, big deal. They don't care that you just got busy that month and didn't do it. That is a big, that is a big deal. Yeah, Kurt said you got to have lots of outlets, and you got to your food poops on my face. Oh, Kurt, I knew I'd like you, man. Oh man, that's funny. Dude, thanks, man. I mean, that wasn't the point of this, but I'm just saying, man, that $99 a month for CLC University, I think, here's the other thing that I'll tell you guys. If you feel like you don't, everything we do with training, whether it's an in-person training, all that, it's 100% refund, man. Like, if you don't like it or whatever, you just man, just message me and be like, bro, I think your stuff is junk. I want a refund. I'll be like, okay, here you go. A lot of people, that's how they make their living. Quite honestly, CLC as a company, Christmas Light Contractors, we lose money on training. We try to break even. Maybe one day we'll make a profit if we become smarter business owners. But man, if you feel like you're not getting value out of it, just let us know, man. We'll absolutely refund you. I'm not gonna lose you as a client or put a bet or let something like that get between us. So I appreciate you joining. It's not a requirement, but I just want to say I appreciate you. If for whatever reason I do let you down, you just let me know and I will make it right. And Kurt, there you go, man. Like, I don't know. I don't care how big I ever get, man. We got to be down to earth. We got to be able to joke around a little bit and take it with a grain of salt. We're all in the industry together. We're all trying to make a buck at the end of the day. And that's what it's about. Like, can we sit down at the dinner table and you eat a salad, I eat a steak, or vice versa, man? Like, if I'm over to your house, I will eat whatever you are cooking, right? And we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about lights, and I'm going to do everything in my power. I literally give you the shirt off my back to help you, man. I don't care what we don't agree on. I'm going to focus on what we do agree on. Oh, here we go. All right, one last one, and we're probably going to oh, gosh, Steven, you're going to have to rewatch this live, bro. It'll be on YouTube. It should post when we're done. It'll have to get uploaded or whatever. Just check it out in an hour or two, or check it out tomorrow. It'll post. But he's saying, hey, CLC, missed some of the earlier content. What are some upsell reasons, differences for Govee? Why should your customers not use Govee? Steven, we went hard for 30, 45 minutes covering all that. We've just been joking around. All right, there you go, man. There you go. You're on a ladder 30 foot. You deserve to make some money. I like it. But Steven, just check out this. It will be recorded. It'll get posted on YouTube. And you go to Christmas Light Contractors page, not the group, but you go to the business page. I think it's posted there as well, but it'll definitely be on YouTube. Steven, I see that you are on YouTube right now. So just rewatch it when I'm hopping on this. All right, guys. So that's an hour. I want to respect y'all's time. I'll definitely hang out with you longer if you'd like. But, parting thoughts, check out CLC University. If you want to figure out how to do bending permanent lighting, that's on the free course or the $99 paid. And then if you've never installed temporary lighting or permanent lighting, you can always go to lights4sale.com and check out. I think we have the highest quality product for the most competitive pricing out of any company on the market. So if we've ever helped you out, give us a chance to earn your business. I'll do whatever I can to earn your business. So thanks, everybody. God bless. Take care. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Not really an episode, but we go live every Monday. So talk to you guys soon. God bless. Take care. Anybody who is a CLC University membership or workshop, we do have a workshop scheduled for tomorrow. I will update that. You can. It's a private workshop just for people who are part of CLC University. So that will be tomorrow. I will be sending out that link tomorrow so everybody can join.